Today, I will be talking about my research, the effects of contextual diversity on word learning through reading in monolingual and bilingual adults. Diversity refers to the proportion of semantic overlap between the contexts in which a word is experienced. Low diversity words have a high degree of semantic overlap. For example, spinach is used in semantically similar contexts which reinforce its meaning. However, high diversity words have a low degree of semantic overlap, allowing for a word to take on somewhat different meanings in different contexts. For example, run means different things whether you're talking about a river, an athlete, or a politician. This flexibility of meaning suggests words experienced in diverse contexts should also be easier to generalize to new contexts. These experiments investigated whether learning words in diverse contexts promotes better learning of word forms and generalization of meanings relative to non-diverse contexts. It has also been suggested that bilinguals use context to a greater extent than monolinguals, and thus we investigated whether bilinguals benefit from diversity to a greater extent. We recruited participants through a prolific online platform. The pseudo words were embedded in sentence frames adapted from a 2018 study by Joseph and Nation, and each participant learned 4 words in the diverse and 4 words in the non-diverse contexts. Here is an example of the sentences that we used in the learning phase. Here the original target word accumulated is replaced by the pseudo word inbuild. The sentences on the left are drawn from the same context, whereas those on the right are drawn from semantically distinct contexts. Learning of form was assessed via an old-new decision task, where participants had to judge whether the words they saw on screen had been learned or was not one that they learned. The closed task assessed learning and generalization of meaning. Participants had to choose the word that filled the gap in the sentence. There were 2 different sentences for each word, one uninformative, which was drawn from a context seen in both conditions. As you can see, the first sentence is the same. And the informative sentence was drawn from an entirely new context, not experienced at learning. So these are the results of the old new task. Results of the diverse items are shown in blue and the non-diverse are in orange. Here there was no significant effect of diversity and no interaction between diversity and language status on either measure. On the other hand, the closed task yielded a significant 3-way interaction between diversity, language status, and closed type. The monolingual group performed significantly better on the informative sentences when words were learned in diverse relative to non-diverse contexts. However, bilinguals did not significantly benefit from diversity in this condition. Both groups performed significantly better on the uninformative sentences when words had been learned in the non-diverse relative to the diverse contexts. So what does this tell us? Well, firstly, this shows that bilinguals do not benefit from diversity to a greater extent than monolinguals. And secondly, these results show that diverse contexts support the extraction of flexible word meanings that are easier to generalize to new contexts. And on the other hand, non-diverse contexts result in context-bound representations which are more effectively used in the same context.